comes another Saturday, Trey. Another Saturday.
Yep, another Saturday.
And another day for freaking IWC people to bitch and complain.
Dude, IWC has been taking a lot of L's lately. A lot of black wrestlers supporting Hogan. Brock coming back. Them whining about the stupid ass press conferences getting fucking canned, even though they were shit. They were never good.
Trey, what's your favorite Waffle House order? Legit, that was a fucking.
Let's ask about Vince for the millionth time, even though there's no fucking updates.
Let's keep asking about him. But oh god, friggin' people, man. If they could get credentials, what do we have to do to get credentials?
I've said for a year they should have got rid of those. They sucked ass, man. They were boring. It was WWE trying too hard to be like ESPN.
And then fucking AEW did it before WWE, and they were like, their freaking press conference is like 3 hours long. It's like fucking hell.
No, like after a show, I kind of want to just be done.
Yeah.
Be honest with you, I don't.
Imagine being these wrestlers. You gotta come, like you just had like your match, like it's around like 10 o'clock at night, almost 11. You gotta come in, do a freaking press conference with these guys, like, what's your favorite Waffle House order? Do you think McDonald's is bad for me? It's like, what the fuck are these questions, dude?
Yeah, and they were never in character.
It's just dog shit. But on that being said, let's move on to SummerSlam, because there's a lot to cover on this show, because we got a lot of stories and we got a lot to talk about. So SummerSlam, night 1, night 2. I thought this show was a lot better than WrestleMania. This show is what WrestleMania should have been for me for both nights.
Tyler, bring Cream in.
Ah, yeah, Big Cream. Okay, I see him. It's Cream.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's Cream. But you just made it in. We're doing. You just came in the right time. We're literally talking about SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, baby. You know what? It was okay.
It was okay. SummerSlam, way better than Mania. It put Mania to shame. It had problems, though. I think night 2, good matches. Weird finishes.
Night 1 was better. I'll admit that.
Night 1 was better, minus the. I think both endings are tied for me.
Yeah,
but if we're talking about it as a show, night 1 was better because I think the results made more sense.
Yeah, and plus, night 1 had the Rollins cash in on Punk. Even though I thought that match told a great story, I loved it between Punk and Gunther. I love that match.
Punk Gunther's my third favorite match of the year.
Yeah. It told a story, told psychology. Punk worked the arm. Punk was exhausted. So it made total sense when Seth did the whole ruse. And he's like, I can't fight. Because if you go back and watch it, like when he was trying to hit Punk Rollins with the belt, he was just done. It's like, I'm spent. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It was just an easy cash in. But yeah, I like the match too. And plus the Fantastic Four nod. That was interesting to me. I thought that was kind of cool.
That was cool.
Even though maybe Marvel might have a problem with like they did Rey Mysterio when he was dressing up as like actual Mysterio from Spider-Man stuff. So we'll see if they send a cease and desist next time to Punk. But
I don't think so, considering the fucking deal.
Yeah, true that. That's true. We'll talk about that though. We'll talk about that.
We will. We'll have to get to that. Okay, so what was everyone's match of SummerSlam? Like, what was you two's favorite match of the fucking weekend?
Punk and Gunther.
Punk and Gunther. Yeah, I was originally gonna go for the TLC match, but then the finish happened, so it's Punk Gunther.
Yeah, I didn't like the finish, but fuck, the rest of that match was fucking good.
That match was good.
And
that was good.
It was. I get why people were like, oh, it was spot after spot after spot, but each spot was done well.
Let's be honest, that's TLC matches.
Or fucking what's his face going through the one guy from the White Six,
Joe
Gacy.
Joe.
Joe. Oh, Joe Gacy.
When he was going through, Joe Gacy when he was going through the ladder and missed completely. Mm-hmm. That was the only thing where I was like, okay, that's not the best. But
let's be real, TLC matches are spot best. They've always, even TLC 2.
They are.
Be honest. TLC
and
1.
To be honest, it felt like an AEW match in the sense of You know how like a normal AEW match is spot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think that's what this was. Although a TLC match, that's usually what they are. When you have one of those matches where it's doing that, I'm a lot more lenient on that. And again, with AEW, I think you cut down on the amount of spot match. It's better. That's another story to get into AEW. But with SummerSlam, yeah, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. I really didn't get into the Lyra Becky match. I couldn't get into it. I don't know what it was, but I
went
really
on too
didn't
long.
like it.
The fucking handcuff spot went on too long. It was
The women's tag match as well. I couldn't get into either the night before.
Yeah, it was all right.
It didn't help. It followed that the opening match at SummerSlam night 1 was good. That tag match,
yeah.
I did not expect it to be. Braun Breaker singing was killing me.
The Shula Fala. Yeah, Shula.
Yeah, the Shula Fala. Yeah, they need to be tag champions like right now. I don't.
Might as well.
I would wait a little bit, but yeah, I want like a
do
good
the evolution thing. Do the evolution thing. They have all the belts.
And Braun Breaker, man, that match too. He was like the spots he was doing. That freaking like when they did the Steiner Bulldog to Jay, that was cool. I was scared, but it was cool. The whole freaking him leap onto the announce table was like, holy shit, dude! Like, calm the fuck down just a little bit.
Yeah, he did that twice, right?
Yeah.
And apparently he fucked up his knee. So,
but it seems like he was good because on Raw, on Raw, he did a spear. He speared Punk and Roman. So it seems
he
like
might
it
have
was
tweaked
like
it, but yeah, it didn't look
like
probably pulled or got something sore or something like that. That shit happens. Yeah, I mean, also like I wouldn't have booked 2 tag matches back to back.
No.
Yeah, need to break it. Yeah,
that was
break that up.
Yeah. And the TLC match was on the second night, I remember, right?
Yeah, night 2. Yeah. Night 2.
Mm-hmm. You have a lot of tag matches on this pay-per-view, which is fine, but you got to break them up a bit more.
But I will say,
I'm fine with Roman and Jay opening. I think that was a great opener, but I would have probably put something in between.
I think the TLC should have been on night 1. It should open up. That should open up the show,
and then have the cage on night 2.
Yeah, that's what I think.
That's what TLC would have made night 1 better.
Yeah, the problem is you have a lot to condense into 2 nights.
Yeah,
and we were worried about it being a 2-night SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our worries were a little bit founded, a little bit on like one of my worries at least was that they weren't going to have enough storylines going to warrant a 2-night SummerSlam. They did. They had enough shit going on.
Yeah.
But it's still 2 nights, and it was a long fucking, at least it's a long week. I don't know if it's a long weekend for you guys in the States that weekend, but up here it is. August 1st is always like a holiday, so at least it's like, oh, okay, well, it's a holiday weekend it falls on. So that's nice at least.
Yeah, it's just a regular day here.
Yeah.
So that probably is like, because I really kind of am like, fuck, I really hate like staying up till like 11 to watch wrestling, and I'm like, oh, I got to get up at like really early in the morning the next day. That's my one problem with Mania. Night 2 is like, fucking hell, man, I got to get up tomorrow, right?
We'll
especially being on the East Coast, it's even worse. If I was on the West Coast, it wouldn't be a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's not as bad over here. Yeah.
But it was nice at least
like
with
7 30.
It's nice at least with SummerSlam because it usually falls on a holiday over here. So this night too, I didn't mind it. Although
I gotta
be honest, if there's a pay-per-view that warrants, besides Mania, that warrants 2 nights, it's not really SummerSlam in my eyes. I think it's the Rumble.
Yeah, because you could have the women's Rumble one night, then the men's the next.
Men's Rumble the next, or vice versa, right?
Yeah, because
even with the Rumble, I kind of don't want a 2-night Rumble. I really like them kicking off the show with
2-night SummerSlam. Yeah,
because Rumble this year was a really fun pay-per-view to watch. Besides the Jey Uso winning, it was a pretty good
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
it was overall a good show. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
honestly, with SummerSlam, you know what you do? Here's a crazy idea. Bring back the pre-show matches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sammy and KO and Karrion could have been on the pre-show. What the
that
fuck
would have
was
been,
that?
dude, that would have been a perfect pre-show. And then you could have ended it with not Lyra and Becky, but the women's tag. I would have put
the women's tag. Yeah, that could have been a pre-show match. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That could.
And that's one thing I do kind of miss is the pre-show matches. That would have been that's probably the way you solve this whole 2 nights events type of shit, you know?
And let's talk about one thing real quick. Let's talk about Cardi B. Remember how she was advertised to host both nights?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of happy she only showed up for 15 for what, 5 fucking minutes? Thank God.
She had a one segment because I was worried she was gonna be like throughout the show, like have backstage segments with her and I was even worried they're gonna set up a match, like some heel is gonna start shit with them. Oh God, they're gonna.
She talked about the day, said she wants to do a match, but she's like, "There's no one can." I'm like, just no. But that's a perfect setup though about Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll coming out to Toby Keith, who's your daddy. I understand the tribute to him, but it did not fit for a fucking entrance.
No, it was almost like, what the hell? What the hell is this?
And then he came out, and I'm like, this is Toby Keith. This isn't even his fucking song.
Wouldn't you come out to your own song?
Or come out to something that fits. Holy shit!
You would think he would have used that song. I don't listen to Jelly Roll, but what's that song that WWE had him do a concert, something about the fire or whatever?
Yeah, there's fire in his balls or something. I got fire on my dick. I got
that one.
Something like that.
That would have been. That would have fit more than Toby Keith, who's your daddy. It's like,
and then he started singing voices. I was losing it.
Oh God!
That's all I heard was.
Yeah, he wants to cover that song too. By the way, getting back to the match, getting back to the match though, he wasn't egregious. I will not fault him on that, but there was some stuff that he looked awkward and it looked weird, especially when he locked up with Logan Paul. And Paul ran off the ropes, and he was trying to do a shoulder tackle, and he just stood there and literally, Paul just bounced off him
he was just walking around the ring because we were all saying this, he's just walking around the ring like I'm walking outside, just kind of casual.
It was what are you doing? 86 degrees too, and this guy's wearing all fucking black in New York,
all black,
City,
and he has some sweater looking thing. What are you doing, dude?
There's also this thing, and look, you can have a big wrestler. I don't think every wrestler has to be jacked and chiseled, right?
No.
Okay, doesn't have to be, but you do have to be in some shape, right? Me, I'm not in shape to fucking wrestle. I could get into shape, but Jelly Roll lost all this weight, and he just squeaked under 300 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the official weight. And usually people either increase it or decrease it depending on if they're underweight or overweight. So
which is probably
over. No, it's great. And that's the thing. I don't want to shit on the guy because he's obviously trying to do, it's a very difficult process to lose.
He tried it. He took it more serious than Travis Scott. So let's give him that.
And he took a splash. He took a splash. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He's just not physically able to do it properly.
No. And then the spot where he started hulking up.
With that, if he had to come out and been a manager or maybe even a special guest referee, there is. I am getting a little bit tired of the celebrity showing. I do think there is too much of that, but if you wanted to do something with it, and it didn't have to be in the ring, and I think that's the problem. It could have been it really could have just been, I'm
Randy
the special guest
Drew.
Referee. Randy, they win, maybe even Drew wins, and then he chokeslams Drew at the end.
Honestly,
who gets the win? Him and Randy get to raise their hands
Randy
at the end.
versus Drew. Because Drew's looking like he's already going to be #1 contender anyway. You could have just did Randy versus Drew, #1 contendership, and Drew wins.
Or here's an idea. Actually, they could have fucking elevated Austin Theory to put him in that spot with Randy to get that rub from Jelly Roll. That would have been something nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Well, that's
Theory's
You're gonna
now
have-
Theory's injured, but at least with
Yeah.
Theory, it looks like they're gonna do that feud with Grayson Waller, which
and they're
I'm
gonna
not
turn him
totally
babyface
against.
finally.
Yeah,
Finally,
I think-
gonna
yeah,
do
I
the-
think that'll be all right when they get that going. But how
But it
long
was-
is he out injured? I have no idea. Right?
Yeah,
it could
we
be a
don't know
couple
what-
weeks.
we don't even know.
we
what
don't
the
know
injury
what.
is.
Yeah,
They-
yeah,
they
we don't know
haven't
what it is yet.
Yeah, they haven't even disclosed that.
So it could be a kayfabe
I think
thing,
the fact
like Rollins.
the fact that they no, I think he probably is actually injured a bit, but like
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad if they're not disclosing it. And if
Yeah.
Grayson Waller is basically being like, "Oh yeah, I dumped the dead weight type of shit." The jelly roll stuff was not good.
the spot where he
It was a
hulked
bad
up, man.
idea, and like all respect to the guy, he did pretty good
And he's-
considering. I don't think he's in good enough shape to wrestle, and
No.
he shouldn't have been allowed to wrestle.
And I'll give him
Again,
this.
the guy's 300 pounds after he lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got no lungs on him.
Yeah.
Like
And,
that's just a fact, and it's nothing against him. He just has no fucking cardio. Look,
You
I'd be
know
the
what?
same fucking way if I was in the ring. That's why
And,
you're not going to see me in a fucking ring if I have no
he-
fucking lungs on me.
He suggested that he should lose. He was the one who pitched it, so I will give him that.
Yeah.
I'll give him credit for that.
Mhm.
He should not have did the Hulk up spot though. It was so set up. We
I-
saw it
yeah.
coming. Like it
Yeah.
took him like 20 minutes to get him out. I'm like, oh, he's gonna Hulk
I think Hogan was like, I think Hogan was looking down. Was like, that don't work for me, brother.
up. Exactly.
That's why he lost. Hogan ran did a creative change as a ghost.
He's looking at Jesus like, that don't work for me, brother. Rubbing his food
That
man
don't work
too.
for me, dude.
But
because
I
he
think
All the little Hulkamaniacs down there.
because he
on
did the
planet,
thing.
brother.
He did this shit. He did this
Yeah.
shit. He
Yeah.
started doing. I'm like, no.
That's
and
you
real
know what
quick-
I want. I want Jesse Ventura to do a Hulk up at the next Saturday night.
Oh God.
Oh no.
What do you think
Well, you know-
Jesse's gonna do? Holy shit!
Well, real quick before we move on from that to our big topic of night 2, Jelly Roll, when he was trying to do like the shimmy like Road Dogg used to do, I was like, bro, just stop.
No,
Like,
stop. Yeah, he was trying to be
stop.
Road Dogg. Yeah, he was trying
Yeah.
to be Road Dogg. It was-
that was bad. That was bad.
I mean, the Rollins cash in was cool. I thought that was done well.
yeah, that was, even though people were all mad because like now we can't take an injury serious or not. I'm like, guys, I don't think it's that big of a fucking
I'd
deal.
rather do that. I've been saying this all year. Rollins is probably my superstar. I think he's had the best consistent year, and it would have sucked if that injury was real.
If he would have been actual Seth Rollins and not Seth Franklin Rollins, I think I'd be more happy about it. But I'm still sick and tired of the stupid, goofy ass outfits like he just came from Elton John.
Yeah, the outfits he needs to stop.
Yeah,
It's like
Please,
it's like him
can
and
we
Kyle
stop?
Fletcher go to the same shop, and it's like, what's by the most
they went
gayest
to Paul
homosexual
Fletcher
thing
went
ever?
to buy the
See,
Elton
like,
John selection.
Rollins
at
is
the
fine
Sunglass
when he has just like a suit, but like just do the suit, Rollins.
Yeah.
Stop doing the goofy like
Yeah,
big ass
Yeah,
red
it feels
shit.
like
With the
this
whole-
is the time of, if any, to do a change where it's like, no, now it's time for you to put on a suit, right? It's like when
Yeah.
Triple H joined Evolution, right? This is
Mhm.
your version of Evolution.
Yep.
You kind of need. I do think there needs to be a bit of a change there. And the suit, also, like, do you know how much money he's spending? So much fucking money on that shit too.
Oh,
The
yeah.
suits are cheaper. Just get a
Yeah,
normal
it's just-
suit.
And Braun and Bronson are in suits, and you're in this goofy shit. It takes me out a little bit.
It doesn't look quite right. I think it's time to leave that goofy.
Hell,
shit
Heyman's in a
behind them.
suit. Heyman's
Yeah.
in a suit.
Yeah,
It's like-
everyone's in a suit except for him. He stands out.
It's like he's like the Joker or some shit. Like he's like
I
dressed
think
up
that's
like,
what he's going
Yeah.
for, but it doesn't
Yeah,
work.
that's the only I can think of.
And
But-
also, the Joker is based off like the Joaquin Phoenix movie. It's not really relevant anymore. Like
No,
it's kind of out of the zeitgeist now.
Joker 2 killed it. Let's just be
Honestly,
honest. Joker
Well, no,
2
no,
killed
it's
it.
just not even that. It's just it's been like how many years since that movie came out, right?
5 years. 5 years.
Exactly.
6
So
years,
it's like
something like that.
it,
Yeah.
it
But-
just doesn't. It's not too far away that you could like bring it back and make it feel fresh, and it's not close enough for it to be like relevant to where everyone's like, oh yeah, that's cool. So it's just in that like perfect zone of irrelevancy
Yeah, and
where it's too far, it's
Rollins-
too close to use and too far away to use.
Okay,
He
I think we
needs
can
to-
agree about something. Seth Rollins, great. Seth Franklin Rollins is like Joker 2. It's
Can we-
fucking dog shit.
yeah, we got it. He needs to drop the freaking. It's stupid at this point.
Yeah.
It makes no sense why we're still doing that.
But night
Also,
two,
Seth needs to get booed. He needs to start getting booed. I'm getting a little bit. He doesn't feel like a heel at all.
yeah, he needs to
They're
curb
gonna-
stomp
they're gonna-
people.
They need to make him like get real vicious with it. Like that.
And it doesn't help. Cole should be calling him a son of a bitch. Like, imagine if like he did that ruse. He's like calling Rollins a son of a bitch for like tricking the people.
Yeah, he should
Imagine
be
it
doing the
ended-
whole Dominic Mysterio type of stuff. Like,
Yeah,
he
kind of what
has
JR
to.
did with Triple H. Yeah,
And
like
by the way, that match between Dom and AJ, I will admit, I did laugh when AJ rolled up looking like Eddie Guerrero from.
yeah,
05.
I was dying.
did.
I was dying.
with his son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Son.
and he
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's cool.
did the
Yeah.
like Eddie spot with the shoe too.
Yeah, with the shit.
Two
Yeah,
20-year vets going at it, you know.
Yeah,
yeah, 20-year
I
vets.
think
but
I really did actually like that match. I didn't
enjoyed it.
mind
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not as
happy Dom
memorable
won.
as like
Yeah.
it's not as memorable as some of the other matches, but it's like not like the cage match, which I really didn't like, or the
Yeah.
women's
Oh, that
tag
cage
match,
match.
or the women's intercontinental match.
I liked the
So,
women's world title match. That was good. The triple
Real quick,
threat.
That was really good.
real quick before we move on to the main event, no, night two. I liked
Yeah.
how Lyra, like when she was handcuffed with or zip tied, and all of a sudden when she did that one spot, her entire
She got
hands
it.
came out
Yeah,
and
came
and
out.
she
Yeah,
put it right back in.
She
to
put them
sink
back in.
Yeah, like, yeah, we totally didn't. Yeah, totally didn't see that coming. Like, you know what I mean? But that match, I
Yeah,
don't know what it was.
that
match
part
was-
did not look good.
dude.
It was
Stevie,
it was-
Steven Richards went at that match. He
Yeah.
he did a video recently.
That
Just
match was
calling.
so that match was so boring. People in the stand started fighting. I was like, we can do better than this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
you sending a message. Hey, there's people in the stands fighting right now.
Yeah.
We were like, what?
And it was during that match. It was during that match. Like, wow.
But you know what? You know one thing people wasn't fighting in the crowd about was John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I personally really liked this match. I thought this match was a whole lot better than the WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's not even close. I like that they're both super, and I'm happy they didn't do neither of them turn heel. Granted, the whole time going into it, I thought Cena was doing a fast one. That's why that turn on SmackDown was
See, I
kind of
thought
awkward.
you thought he was doing a fast one. I thought what they were gonna do was Cody as a heel. I thought Cena was gonna legit turn face, and then Cody was gonna be like, not after all these months. Nope, fuck you, and turn heel.
That's what I thought too.
But they didn't, and I didn't mind it. Like,
No.
I thought the match was like decent. I felt at the end there was like something missing.
Yeah.
Obviously before the very end.
Yeah, it just kind of
but
ended. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cody
and I was like,
and
oh,
Cena.
it feels like there should be more to this.
there was a
There
moment.
was more to this. But
The moment where Cody had the turnbuckle thing. I thought he was gonna drop it, and then Cena's gonna hit him in the nuts, and then win, and then take him out after the match because I thought Cody was gonna be written off. That's why I had Cena winning the whole time.
But again, it's like
Cody
a
was
street
getting-
fight. I think that if that spot came up,
is
in
it really a
normal
heel?
match, then
yeah, is he
it's
really,
not really
heel for doing that? Yeah,
the crowd stuff was all right. Like once they went into the crowd, I'm
Yeah.
not always the biggest fan of crowd stuff, anyways. Like
especially
if
being in
it's
New
you-
Jersey.
if it's used sparingly, like WWE has been using it, like yeah, okay, that's cool. Sometimes you get matches and it's like, oh, you get a show and like 2 matches go into the crowd and it's like, okay, fuck me.
okay,
man.
we get it. Not every match needs to go into the crowd. Yeah,
Hear me out though.
It's like suicide dives. I don't want to see a fucking suicide dive anymore.
You know,
It doesn't
talking about-
mean
yeah,
it's
not
like
every
it-
match. Not in
It's like
every
a
match.
fucking
Yeah.
DDT at this point.
And even
Yeah.
bigger guys are doing suicide. Like, stop! You're a big man. Work like
You
a
know,
big man, please.
when you guys talk about the finish real quick, you know who was in the parking lot of
Who's
night
that?
1 and 2?
Maven, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maven should have just snuck in and just came in and just
Yeah, and then all you hear is
Maven had a banger theme. I don't know how, but he had a banger theme.
It's so generic.
He said he hates it. Like that's fuck.
Wow.
AJ hates Get Ready to Fly, to be fair.
Going back to the match though, when they went
We should
to
give AJ the Tough Enough theme.
oh god. when they came back and they were fighting in the backstage area and they came up on the Cody elevator thing, that shot, that was dope. I'm not gonna lie.
That was probably
It was a
that could
cool,
be
it was
shot
a
of
cool
the year.
shot, but I didn't like it.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
needed. I can agree.
I didn't
Yeah,
like
agree
it
with
in the like I like the visual of it, but it just it didn't fit the match.
not during
Like,
the
it was
match.
just-
Yeah.
And then he did
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call it FU. FU.
That
on
would have
the
been like a
fucking
cool.
ramp.
You could have done a way to make that cool, in another type of aspect. Like, imagine if it was that, and then like, I don't know, some random person named Brock Lesnar has him up for the F5 or some shit.
Yeah,
See, that would be different because then you're like, what the fuck?
If they had
But
kept
even then,
Cena's
that
heel,
wouldn't really make that
that
much
spot
sense.
would have worked if he came up and he had Cody on the FU and then he FUs him off the ramp.
Or it could have been like when he came up the ramp, you know, when you got good guy John Cena. When he came up with that shot, then you saw the fucking the face
Heel.
he made at Elimination Chamber.
The heel face. Yeah.
But that fucking bump that Cody took when he did the AA into the ramp, the slam, like,
that looked yeah.
Yeah, because it's not flat. It's like an angled. Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
And it was a big ass ramp, and then I did like Cena carrying him all the way back to the ring after that. Yeah, that was cool.
I like how, like, talking about the finish. I liked how Cody gave
that part. That part with him carrying it back, though, it felt like you're playing WWE 2K and you went to do a cool spot. Yes. Like, fuck. All right, now we gotta walk. I gotta walk all the way back and wait for the CPU to fucking AI character to fucking come waddle his fucking ass back over here.
And then
like,
you gotta
that's what it felt like to me. But like,
wait till your stamina comes back.
Yeah, your stamina, and then you gotta throw him in the ring.
But I did,
and then I gotta hit him with another finisher, but I forgot that I didn't have one stored up, so now I gotta fight him for a little bit and then do that again. And,
but going into the match, like when they did the Cody cutter off the top to the table, I thought that was decent. It looked awkward though.
It looked awkward, but it was cool.
Yeah. But I like how Cody gave him the salute and just fucking pulled the trigger and gave him the three crossroads.
Yeah, and then won the match.
I liked it.
They shook hands. I like that moment where Cena, like, I not necessarily gave him the ball because Cody has the ball, but he kind of gave the ball back.
He passed him the torch. He legit passed the torch. Like, you know, it's the same stadium The Rock passed the torch, quote unquote, to Cena.
To be fair, so Tyler, I thought we were gonna get this image at Survivor Series. Because I thought Cody and Cena was going to get a third match, and that's where Cody gets it back. Because I always had Cody winning it back. I just didn't have him winning it back at SummerSlam.
But I like how Cena was very, like, not going to say remorseful, but, like, you know, he's like, I saw the, kind of like, quote unquote, I saw the light, you know, the fans brought me back. Even though it was stupid the way they did it the night before, or that Friday.
Because
they should have been building up. I would have been building up to it by, like, during the Punk Cena build
after the Punk match, because it seemed like there was moments during that Punk match he kind of turned, because he shook Punk's hand, he hugged him.
I would have been bringing up, hey, where's The Rock, where's Travis Scott, where are they?
Yeah,
you needed Travis Scott to win the title.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't beat me without Travis Scott. Where are your guys? Because they don't seem to be anywhere.
And maybe there should have been a segment where Cody's like, I need the real John Cena. He does it for weeks.
And that's
I honestly, you know what? I would have rather Cena turn face at the end of this match.
Same.
Then have Brock come out and be like, "No, fuck you, buddy." And then now Cena, who's a face, who's kind of got his tail between his legs, is having to.
If The Rock was actually one of a fucking boss, he would actually showed up and said, "Brock Lesnar's my new hitman." They
could have tied that together. You could have tied it together.
We couldn't
get
part
timers. You could have had a new faction, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, but the difference is, I guess we're talking about Brock now.
Yeah,
Brock, unlike The Rock, he'll at least finish the story. The Rock just did this shit and then nothing
and walked away. Yeah. And by the way, the way he did it, like he was doing the three
finger
and then
3.
two.
Yeah.
Yep.
People would think one of them's gonna be Roman. That they're thinking either last one or something.
There probably was something, and then he just fucking decides, oh no, sorry, I'm gonna go do this movie. So it's like, he's not reliable. I don't want to see The Rock involved in storylines anymore. Just because it look, I don't hate The Rock. It's just The Rock was fucking great in the build.
The Rock's my second favorite wrestler of all time, but I don't want to see him again.
He was great in the build to 40. Because he was actually there.
Yeah.
There was actually stuff going on. Like,
let's be honest.
Show up and do the
we had Final Boss. I was talking about this with Tyler off street. Final Boss Rock was only around for 2 months.
Yeah,
basically.
But
Yeah.
also too, and I think it's I've seen people take up for The Rock. Say, well, I think The Rock got mad because it's the second year in a row that he offered something to them and they said no, we're going to do something different. He's like, well, fuck it, I'll go home. What kind of fucking executive does that shit?
Yeah,
Well,
that's some
you're
big
part
shit.
owner of the company. Don't you want
Yeah.
something that's going to work for the company?
Right?
Not for
That's because
yourself?
that's
Like,
more for your money, you stupid bald fuck.
Yeah, because we haven't watched, we haven't reviewed it. I've watched it, but I got one more episode to watch. Unreal. He wanted Kevin Owens to be the guy to join him. And then WWE and Bruce Pritchard said, well, we actually want Cena to do it. And he was like, okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do it. But like I said,
well, yeah, he's not going to turn down Cena being a part of the.
Yeah,
because Kevin Owens
and it works. It works better with Cena. It makes more.
It didn't
sense
work.
with
Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
I don't buy The Rock making Kevin Owens his guy at all.
No, I don't either.
If anyone, it should have been Drew.
If Stone Cold came back as a heel, he's like, "God damn, I'm here to tear up the WWE," and then he brings in Kevin Owens. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
not The Rock. Why the fuck? The Rock has like never interacted with
and he's about his image. I'm sorry, you look pale. No, like Drew would make sense as that guy.
Let's be real. The Rock's on HGH and Kevin Owens is on McDonald's, so it's like it's a whole night and day fucking thing too, right? But getting back to Brock just for a second, that pop that Brock got when he came back, it was ridiculous, man.
Dude, that was thunderous.
I was watching and just on my computer on my monitor, I went, oh! I literally went,
I was like, oh shit! When I heard that first like part of the song, I was like, no way, no, they're actually doing.
So here's
because Trey, okay, I should reveal every single time we talk about a pay-per-view, he'll just throw out the theory Brock's return. He just does it every single time.
Yes, exactly.
And so he told us and we're like, oh yeah, Brock's gonna return, and then he
actually does. Wrong segment though, because I thought he was gonna confront Gunther, but here we are.
Here's the thing though. I didn't know who it was. I watched it with my friend. So him and I we synced it up together like on the computer. Time
you're in sync.
So my audio cut out. I didn't hear nothing, and he's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "What?" I thought like he just like his dog died or something. And all of a sudden the camera pans, and it's fucking Brock. And I'm like, "What the?" What the actual?
Dude, as soon as I heard that
you hear that first part of the song, you know who it is. It's like
and then I saw Brock walk out. I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, I guess those allegations wasn't really that bad, huh?
And Brock comes back every time to F5 Cena. I love how it's a meme. Every time you just F5 Cena.
Yeah. I mean,
and the pop arguably was bigger than his 2012 one, or as big. It's damn near close.
I don't think it was as I don't think it was, but it was a big pop. 2012 was that was one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest pops of all time that I've heard. At least, like that was huge. That Punk coming back at
Triple H too.
Yeah, and like oh fuck, who else am I trying to think of?
Any Austin pop? Really?
Austin. The biggest one is Austin during the Mankind title match.
That's
all put butts in seats. That one is, by the way, that ending of that match is fucking insane.
And plus, let's not forget too, because I mean, it's relevant. Cena's 08 return to the Rumble in the Garden. That place went nuts too.
Yeah,
that was a crazy pop.
Yeah,
but someone. Go ahead.
Do we got to get into the Brock Lesnar stuff?
Oh, we're gonna get into Brock. Yeah, we're gonna get into Brock, but someone has something to say about podcasters like us, so it'll fucking work. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Second.
There we go. Oh, what the fuck's going on? There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just.
Mr. T, you might have to leave and come back in. Your mic is fucked.
Okay.
So we'll shit. Me and Trey will start shit talking retards on the internet while you're gone, and when you're back, we'll get into big boy Dave Meltzer
Dave over here, because the
thing, Big Davo.
The common talking point I'm seeing about Brock coming back is, why do we need him? We don't need him. We have a big roster. We have a stacked roster. What's wrong with making it more stacked? Legit. Like, what's the issue with
Yeah, I dude, the stuff with the Brocks. Okay, look, like you guys saw Heyman on Ariel Helwani, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of agreed with what Heyman says. Yeah, okay, he's done some shitty things. By the way, this company's filled with people who do shitty things. It's professional wrestling. So is AEW. So is every fucking company out there. TNA. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what company. There's people who are pieces of shit, right? Now, like, here's the thing. Brock isn't really, like, criminally implicated, right? There's not been any criminal actions taking place. This lawsuit, I believe, is a civil case against Vince.
Civil, yeah.
Okay, so a civil case is I want money. That's what it is. Now, does that mean that there couldn't be a criminal case for this? No, I'm not saying that at all. Honestly, I think with the Vince stuff, there probably is a case for it criminally. There probably is shit he did that's illegal. There's a bunch of stories that have been out there for fucking years. As long as I've been watching wrestling, it's been known that Vince McMahon is a piece of shit, a scumbag, and probably is breaking laws when it comes to things of a sexual nature, right? So that's already out there. That's known. With Brock, there is such a reasonable doubt that he knew what's going on. There is. There's no definitive. You can say, well, I think he knew. Well, it doesn't. But
that
did
doesn't
he?
mean shit.
That's the problem.
Yeah, did he know?
Did he? And there's no proof that he did know yet that she was being forced to send him this stuff. Okay? It's weird. Yeah, I'll admit. It's a bad look, especially because the guy's married, but they never slept together.
And it's not criminal. For a urination.
There's
video,
not criminal. If there's anything criminal, it would be on Vince.
Yep.
Yeah, and like
okay,
Ric Flair.
There's such reasonable doubt with what Brock knew or didn't know. There's not proof that he knew this shit. If there's proof that he knew that this was like some illegal shit going down, and then he's like, yeah, give me some of that illegal stuff type of, like forced, like then okay. Then Brock shouldn't be in this company. I never want to see Brock associated with this company ever again. That's fair. Cool. Right? But there isn't that. And then to compare him to like Velveteen Dream, I saw one fucking dumbass. We saw some dumbasses in the IWC do that. And it's like, there's a difference, man. Velveteen Dream was like again,
kids,
accused.
Yeah,
he was accused of trying to talk to children.
And he was acquitted of that. So let's put that out there.
He was acquitted.
Yeah.
But there's a different accusation. Like,
it's
again,
apples and oranges. It is.
It's look, each accusation is not good.
Right.
But
we all love Ric Flair.
One is a lot more serious. And again, with Ric Flair, man, how much shit has Ric Flair done?
There's shit that, like we talked about the other day, if you could argue that could be considered sexual assault. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah.
I love Ric.
The plane ride from hell.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and that's some tame Ric Flair stuff, to be honest. There's more out there. And look, is that to say, like, oh, WWE shouldn't be using Ric Flair anymore?
No.
Maybe if something comes forward, like a criminal case, yeah. But if nobody's gonna press a criminal case, if nothing's ever gonna be said, like basically brought towards them in a criminal, not a civil, a criminal case, that is where it's like, okay, you gotta hire them. Now, if there's like a bunch of shit that leaks on Twitter, like the Velveteen Dream stuff, right? Where all that stuff's coming out and they get rid of them, I understand that. Okay? And again, because that has to do with kids. And I think there's a bit of a difference there. Anything that has to do with kids, I'm sorry, you're gone. Like,
you should
right
be
away.
you should. Yeah,
but we're not gonna get into that part about it. But I know what you're about to say, and I somewhat agree. Yes,
I'm not talking about what you're saying. I'm saying under the jail, like just leave them.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Oh,
but here's the thing: if you're accused of that stuff, they're gonna get rid of you right away.
Yeah, that's just PR stuff. Inherently,
if it turns out, well, yeah, exactly. If it turns out it's bullshit, then like there should be
Well,
there
A way
should
to get you
be
back.
apologies. Like WWE should say, "Hey, we took this decision because there was an accusation. Turns out the accusation is false.
Yeah.
Therefore, we do apologize to this person."
I mean, look
And
what they
guess
did
what?
to Emma
Like
back
that-
in the day. Remember when they thought she was stealing iPhone cases from Walmart, and she got fired, and she got rehired like the next day. Without a doubt, they let her go.
That whenever somebody does something like that, they
Enzo Amore,
they get rid of them.
Enzo was a backstage headache. That was the real reason.
Yeah,
people.
It was just it was a straw. It was a straw that broke the camel's back. But still, like I mean, like the stuff with Brock. Look, is Brock probably a good person? No, probably not.
Probably not. No, probably.
But
not,
like,
no.
there's a ton of people who aren't good people, and it doesn't matter.
Being
Like,
good people doesn't mean illegal either. By the way, you can be an asshole.
Yeah, just
it's not illegal.
Yeah. Being and there's nothing. You can be an asshole, and it's not a crime. And guess what?
Burt Reynolds.
If you're an
I mean, if asshole was a crime, Burt Reynolds would have been in jail a long time ago.
He would have been.
Ric Flair would have been in jail. Ric Flair can be an asshole.
Well, Ric Flair probably could have been in jail for a lot of other things. Again, it is very rich that people are doing and saying this stuff. Yes. And then they'll go and say, yeah, but Flair was better than Hogan. And they'll use it to detract. And they're like, Flair was great. And Flair was great. But you can't switch between those two topics and not like expect me to go, that's a little weird.
How many of us have Austin as our GOAT? Austin did something notorious. Beating his wife. We all love. He's my favorite wrestler of all time.
He's been accused of doing it to multiple wives. Like, okay. Yeah. And there's that out there. But Austin's probably my favorite wrestler of all time. I fucking love Austin. Right? So there is stuff out there. And again, it's one of these things where people would not be upset if it was like Matt Riddle. I'm going to be honest.
Jeff Hardy.
If it was Jeff Hardy, how many times has he had DUIs?
Victory Road 2011.
Cardi B admitted to drugging and robbing people, and they let her host the fucking show. And I didn't hear a single fucking iota complain about that part of the fact.
No.
They complained that it was a celebrity. They didn't complain about that it was the fact that a woman admitted to drugging and robbing men.
Also, Nikki Bella, she's supposedly the one who actually was beating up her husband. Also
allegedly, a lot of this. Again, a lot of this stuff is alleged, but again, same with the Brock stuff. So, do we really want to go down this path? Because it becomes a path of you're going to have to go through everything, and there are certain people that just shouldn't work for WWE. My problem with Brock is the fact that, he's a part-timer. I don't want the belt put on Brock. That's my problem.
I don't think they're going to put the belt on him.
Yeah,
I think
that was always Vince's problem.
Yeah, Brock is so over. He doesn't need a championship. He's Brock Lesnar.
He doesn't even by the way, he doesn't even need to win. He could lose every match for a year straight, and he's still Brock.
He could be doing the thing he's doing with Cody, honestly. Like, legit, he could have just do what he did with Cody. Had decent matches and elevate people to the next level.
And that's why they brought him back, and that's the value that Brock offers. Brock doesn't offer, like, he's not the greatest in-ring wrestler. He's not the greatest promo, although I do think his promos, when he started doing that whole, like, good old boy gimmick,
Brock.
It got better. Brock. It was just fun, right? It's kind of like Braun Breaker, where it's like, oh yeah, this is just a fun promo, right?
Yeah,
I do think it got better. But what he does offer is nobody will ever not take Brock seriously.
No,
kind of like Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle could do all this jokey stuff.
Yeah,
right.
But if he wanted to, he can
still fucking. You. It's still a guy who won a fucking gold medal in the Olympics. Okay.
Yep.
Brock is still the guy who beat the fuck out of Randy Couture. He beat Randy Couture, I believe, standing up, striking. Brock's strength was in wrestling. He beat one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, striking in his weakest quote unquote skill set. Right? This is a guy who is known by fucking everyone.
He destroyed Super Cena. He's the guy who killed Super Cena. That was Brock.
Dude, he's a guy who just you know who he is. Everyone knows who Brock Lesnar is. Everyone.
Yep.
People who don't even watch sports know who he is because he's a fucking freak. He looks weird as fuck. And I mean that as a compliment. This guy is a scary mother. If I saw Brock Lesnar just walking in the same direction as me, I would be fearful of my life.
I'd be scared too. Yeah.
It's the
Pat McAfee. I think I'm a little bit taller than him, and I'd be fucking terrified. I think we're done. I'm done.
It's the Pat McAfee thing. If aliens were to come down, we offered Brock Lesnar as protection for the world. Their best versus our best. We're putting up Brock Lesnar.
And also, there's a benefit too. Brock doesn't give a shit if he wins or loses. He knows that his reputation is already what it is as a legit person. All right, NCAA champion.
Yep.
If he wanted to wait to go to the Olympics, he would have won a gold medal.
Yeah.
Yep.
If he wanted to, if he had have actually, played a little bit more football in college, he would have been in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he's one of the best UFC heavyweight fighters of all time. So
that stream I showed y'all the other day.
Athlete. He's the best combat athlete of all time.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He's the only person, truly the only person to do UFC and WWE at a high level in both.
And
the only other person who comes close, and I'm not saying Ronda because I don't Ronda was part-time the entire way.
No.
At least Brock did a full-time schedule at one point. The only other person, Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock, yeah.
But again, with Ken Shamrock, UFC, he was at UFC at the beginning. He fought on UFC 1. It was a weaker division at that time. You really just had to worry about Royce Gracie. But still, what I'm trying to say is Brock can go lose, put over these guys, and he doesn't give a fuck.
No.
You're paying him his money. And you know what? Let him win his final match or some shit.
Yeah.
And if that's at SummerSlam next year in Minnesota, well be it.
I mean, we were watching a podcast the other day that was just trying to say, we don't need Brock because he had stacked division. They brought up Roman and Cody, which, they're the only two that are arguable.
No, Trey, you got to remember the one guy said, excuse me,
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso is more over than Brock Lesnar.
He's not.
No, he's not. No.
Jey Uso, look, I'm not a big fan of Jey Uso. I think he gets too tired. He gets gassed. And we were saying this, by the way, before Unreal came out. We were like, he gets gassed.
Gassed, dude.
Gassed.
Yeah, we were saying this after Royal Rumble.
We used that exact fuking term. We said it on Discord during the Royal Rumble.
He gets gassed. He said it on his entrance at SummerSlam night 1. He looked right in the camera and says, "I'm gassed, Oos." Swear to God, that's what he said.
Don't brag. That's the thing. Don't brag about that.
That's not a brag.
Cardio training. You should step up his cardio training. What the fuck?
God.
How is Brock older than you have better cardio?
People like Jey Uso because they like doing the yeet thing, right? It's marketable.
Yeah.
He is a marketable guy, but he has to stop being gassed.
And he's not on par with Brock Lesnar. He's not.
No, he's not. And there's very few people in the company.
Roman and Cody. That's it. Roman and Cody.
And honestly, Cena. I don't know if I would even put Roman in that category, but maybe
Roman
Cena,
was the tribal
Cody,
chief stuff.
Cena and Cody is really where I would leave it, and Roman is up there.
Those are the only three.
And I think just because we see less of Roman now, and
maybe The Rock,
Cena and Cody for sure,
and maybe
The Rock, The Rock.
But he barely.
He's never here.
Shows up.
And then the stream brought up Rhea Ripley for some reason. I love Rhea, but why are we bringing up the women's division?
It's apples and oranges again. What's Brock gonna do for the women's division? Nothing. I mean, actually, maybe a benefit in the sense of people might watch a card with Brock on it. Be like, Brock's on. Oh, I get to see this match. But the women's division isn't going to be hurt or helped by Brock being there.
No,
I don't believe so.
And Rhea's not going to get less screen time because Brock's there.
But here's the
thing. There's another thing I want to bring up. The fact that people are like, oh, it's going to be unsafe for the women.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you? If anyone at WWE, Nick Khan or Triple H, thought for a single fucking iota they thought that Brock was going to make it an unsafe work environment for those women,
they would have brought him back.
they would have never fucking brought him back. It does not matter. This is a different company from when Vince was running it.
This is
Vince,
more very
I
corporate.
think even honestly, even Vince
wouldn't have done it. Yeah, Vince would see the
I
light,
don't think
no.
he would just find like some random secretary to do his type of weird shit with, but not with the wrestlers as much.
Yeah,
although there has
referee.
been the Rita Chatterton stuff and other stuff. So, but again, if that stuff was going to happen, it was going to happen under Vince. It's not happening here.
But we
That'd
saw
be like
too.
that would be like saying Tony Khan is going to allow such and such to happen because he hired so and so. It's like I don't believe that. I don't believe Tony Khan's going to allow that shit to happen.
Well, too, and then people are like, oh, well, I feel sorry for the women now because now they have to dress with Brock Lesnar. You all do realize either it's in a stadium or an arena, they get dressed on the opposite side.
Yeah, this isn't some indies. Yeah, they think this is some indie show. They think this is some shitty indie show.
Even indie shows. What the fuck are you? What do you fucking think a lock? What the?
Like, they think they all share the locker room.
Like they're all in the showers. They're just, they think it's like Starship Troopers. Like they're just fucking naked dudes and women just showering.
Yeah, it's college. Yeah, they think it's
yeah, yeah. But here's the thing, though: these people do not the men and women do not interact until probably two things: either they're talking to agents about their matches, or B, they're in catering. And can you see Brock Lesnar eating with other people in catering?
No.
Really?
Brock's going to have his own locker room, just like Roman probably has his own locker room.
And by the way, he's not going to fucking... I think Brock is enough of a professional to not do anything. Too.
Yeah, and he's not even accused of doing anything like that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, again... What you're gonna end up doing is if you'll end up running into Brock and be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you," or "Good to see you again," and he'll be like, "Yeah, good shit," and then he'll move on because Brock fucking hates people. Like it's pretty well known. He just likes to be left alone. Like he just wants to be left alone.
Yeah, like, I guess you were like, he's gonna like walk up to Tiffany Stratton's like, "Yeah, you look good."
Yeah, they think he's just gonna like grab her. He's just gonna grab Rhea or like Naomi.
No, like, you know who they have to worry about doing that? The fucking IWC. That's why the fucking bloodline has to fucking body block people at the goddamn airport.
Yeah, and the same people that say this about Brock Lesnar are the same people that go take pictures at Comic Cons or whatever, and they do like
real handsy and weird. Like,
they try to get handsy,
pose and shit. It's like, what are we doing here, man? Y'all make us look bad by association.
Yeah, that. Like again, the IWC are the dumbest group. They're the worst fan base, and it's one thing that I think turns people off of wrestling is how fucking annoying these people are. People like fucking Dave Meltzer. Dave Meltzer is the pinnacle of these type of people.
He's the worst of it.
Hold on. Did you say Dave Meltzer?
He's like the rat king of the retards. That's what he is.
Did you say Dave Meltzer, Cream?
I did.
Well, it's funny you should mention.
I said that on purpose too. You like that?
Yeah. Now I gotta find what tab I'm at. Hold on. I took this video and I showed this to Trey earlier, so I'm gonna let you guys decide for yourself. To me, this sounds like someone trying to do something, but I'll play the clip so you guys can judge for yourself.
This is a very sleazy company, okay, and they are going to do very sleazy things, and none of it should surprise you. The only stuff that got them to do something, that would get something to do something, is sponsors. And, you know, if you're mad and you want to call sponsors, do that. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't.
Hey, that's what got rid of Vince.
It was
Slim Jim.
Slim
Jim, of all people, was what finally got rid of Vince. They pulled out and they dumped Vince as soon as Slim Jim pulled out.
Absolutely.
And then Slim Jim came back. So if Slim Jim decides they don't like Brock Lesnar, he's gone.
So first off, the sponsors are not going to fucking give a shit about Brock.
Yeah.
They cared about Vince because Vince was the one implicated in that. But two, I get what you're saying. What you were leading on is he's trying to convince people to try to do like a boycott of WWE.
That's what I'm saying. It sounded like to me he was trying to cancel Brock and tell people, hey, cancel Brock because if you get the support, the sponsors involved, they'll have no choice but to get rid of him.
Yeah, but they're not going to.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't take seriously a guy who talks about how wrestling needs multiple big companies in order to be healthy, right? He's like, they need WWE needs competition. Also, let's kneecap one of the companies. We need multiple big companies. Let's kneecap one of their sponsors. That doesn't make sense. It's because he fucking hates WWE. Okay, is WWE perfect? No. Is he right about them being a sleazy company? Fuck yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's be real. All these companies are sleazy. All these companies.
A lot of them are. Yeah.
And it's not even just wrestling, just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always been known.
I get it. WWE fucking sucks sometimes. All right. There are some shit things that they do. Okay. But again, what you're trying to say is let's pull money away from a company. And now, yes, it is a big company. It could handle sponsorships pulling out for a while.
Yeah.
But that would lead to them then laying off wrestlers, which then you're going to cry about.
Yeah, you're going to
guess
cry
what?
about.
The company now has to shortfall that because they need to bring in. They have a fiduciary duty to bring in as much money as humanly possible, which is already causing problems, right? Rising ticket prices, all that shit. So now you trying to pull out sponsors is literally just going to lead to more people being laid off. That's how it works. They're not going to eat that cost. They never fucking do. That's how companies work. It's very fucking, again, Dave Meltzer has no idea. I mean, he knows a bit about wrestling, but he doesn't know anything about fucking business.
He's supposed to know about the business, but you would think how long he doesn't been in it. He doesn't know.
He doesn't understand that, maybe a publicly traded company that has sponsors, when you pull out, they decide to lay off
and
people
let's
in
be
their
honest,
company.
those sponsors want Brock there because Brock brings money.
They want eyes on their product. That's why they're sponsoring.
Sponsors are going to want The Rock there.
Guess what?
They're going to want The Rock there.
Everyone was talking about Brock. Everyone was. Yeah. It doesn't whether you liked him or you hate him. It worked. Because guess what? People are now going to go back, watch that clip online. They're going to see sponsors on the ads. They're going to be like, whoa, Xfinity sponsored? Man, Xfinity. Yeah. Like, do you see that? And then the next time you're not actively saying, wow, look at that Xfinity ad. You're just looking at it. And then you're like, you know what? I need to change my internet. What about Xfinity? That's how it works. That's why they do those ads. It does work. It's a subconscious ad.
But also, since you guys mentioned that real quick, Dave took shots at podcasters too. Did you guys saw that?
Oh, fucking hell. Pot meet kettle. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're a podcaster, you goblin fuck. The fuck?
He's been a podcaster like from the fucking inception. What, because he puts the word radio at the end of his fucking podcast? It's not a podcast?
Yeah.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
No.
This shit off.
Let's go.
Tomorrow, I mean, I'm sure there'll be 75 million views for Brock Lesnar's return, and they'll show all these podcasters. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen, so we'll see how the whole thing goes down.
What the fuck?
You know what? One, pot meet kettle, but two, he is right. I fucking hate WWE adding like the
the reactors. Yeah, that could go away.
It's terrible. But again, holy shit, Dave Meltzer, what do you fucking do? You suck fucking Tony Khan's dick all fucking day. You're just there slobbing on it, just going.
He slobs it hard. He's on that shit hard, man.
He's a dirt dude. It's dirty. It's nasty. It's that nasty suck. This is like getting sucked off by like a 40-year-old truck stop hooker. That's what Dave Meltzer does to Tony Khan. It's the filthiest fucking shit money can buy, and he's probably gonna get crabs from him afterwards. But still. Like your whole thing is reacting to stuff. Like, what do you do? What you're gonna complain about podcasts? You are the wrestling podcast. Like, I hate to say, I know they're not as popular as they used to be, but when I think of wrestling podcasts, the first one that comes to mind is those fucking idiots, Brian Alvarez and Dave Meltzer. That's what comes to mind. I'm sorry. So, like, you want to complain about you're just upset that they didn't use your reaction. Like, I'm sorry. That's what it reads to me as. Do I think the reactions are cringe? Yes. I don't think WWE should be acknowledging any fucking podcasts. Anything. No. I'm not a huge fan of them acknowledging Busted Open. And at least that makes sense because fucking they'll bring in Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah,
They'll bring in
Bubba Ray.
and then they'll have then they're like, well, yeah, everyone knows he's on
and
this.
Dolph
thing.
is part of the TNA deal, so at least that would make sense.
But here's the thing about Dave, though. I will give him credit about one thing. He did call it. He said there was going to be 75 million views for Brock, and there was 75 million views for Brock Lesnar. So he was right about
A
that.
broken, mentally handicapped
And
clock is
Brock's
right.
the highest
I guess.
merch seller this week. Was it the 1, 2, and 3 spot?
Yeah.
But this is this is another journalist right here just cracks me up about Dave. He also reported this about Brock Lesnar. If I can find the fucking article again. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll find it.
Of course. Witness Brock Lesnar. That's his article, and it's just him.
How many people are mad? Like,
oh,
Brock's gonna take Cody's spot. What the fuck?
Right here. Cream, can you read that? When I pull it up?
When you bring it up here, yeah, I can. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's read this here. The big unanswered question is what made WWE Legal change their viewpoint on Lesnar? The belief, despite Janelle Grant's attorneys indicating this wasn't a sure thing, and a judge ruling in the case that indicated an investigation was still going after we got word it was over, is that there is no legal case against Vince McMahon. That was believed to have been tabled at the same time the SEC investigation of McMahon completed, which was in early January. The civil trial is ongoing. Do they see that as less of a threat? One would think so by this action. If the case goes to arbitration, everything related to Lesnar becomes irrelevant. If they see a settlement coming, the Lesnar stuff is likely not a majority or major factor either. Yeah. Basically, what he says is, yeah, it doesn't look like he's really that affected.
No. They wouldn't bring him back if they had any hangups. I don't get this. And I'm tired of the why he's not useful. We don't need him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. These same people are hyped for the Hardys versus Dudley boys match. Do we need that? We need that.
I actually am okay with that match.
I'm okay with that match. It's just the hypocrisy.
No, I don't know if that's necessarily hypocritical. I think the thing is Nick Khan's attitude as a general rule is that unless there is a criminal conviction, it's not an issue. Yeah, right. I could understand if there was pending criminal actions, but it's civil. Guess what? Civil is a lot different. You can be found guilty in a civil court without actually have done do anything. All right. Civil courts are majority rules. Right. So if you have a split jury that would be like a hung jury on a normal case, then it's just majority. You just need a majority of the jurors to think that you won, that you're in the wrong, or that you're in the right for you to win. With a criminal case, no, the jury has to find you guilty. It has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. That's where that term comes from. So there's a lower, it's way easier to get found guilty for civil than criminal. Criminal is such a high bar to pass. And again, Brock didn't do anything criminal. No. I haven't seen anything. If something comes out, then holy shit, I will be like, yeah, we were wrong. There was something.
But until then,
I have not seen anything that he's done that's criminally wrong.
Outside of asking for, I'll just say, a piss video, which is fucking weird. But
it is weird, especially from a married guy. That's not good either. But you know what? Again, it's this. Who are you mad at with this situation? Are you mad at Brock or are you mad at Vince? I get being mad at Vince. Why are you mad at Brock? Well, Brock was just named, but he wasn't even technically named. They said an unnamed former UFC heavyweight champion. So they didn't even actually fucking name him in the thing. So Why? Because it doesn't matter what he did. He doesn't really have anything to do with it. He's like the fucking side quest in the civil case. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they did the unnamed thing, and people have been like, "Wow, Brock is." He's not. No, there's differences. Like Brock was brought up. It could have been like Vince McMahon told me to do this thing, and then I walked past Tito Santana and catering.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, look at Tito Santana. Like,
Hey,
I'm
Tito.
sorry.
Riva.
Tito all of a sudden is some sort of sexual pervert because he walked by and said hello. Again, it's, and I know Brock obviously did more than just walk by and say hello. He was receiving these messages and stuff, but still, it's not. There's no evidence he did anything criminal.
Yeah, he's not like John Laurinaitis saying, "I didn't want to do it. Vince made me do it."
John Laurinaitis. Fucking hell, John Laurinaitis is someone you should be going after.
That's
someone you should be going. Why you're wasting efforts on Brock when if you really are upset about this, if this thing really disgusts you, you would be going after Vince and you'd be going after John Laurinaitis and you'd be pushing publicly for shit to happen there. Okay, well, but none of you do that because you don't give a shit. You're just wrestling fans who are the laziest, most useless fucking people on the planet. Okay, the IWC is the fucking worst. So you just sit there and you're like armchair quarterback humanitarian.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're lawyers now. They're lawyers. They understand the law, and I'm like, I'm not going to listen to the law.
Even though they don't understand the difference between a civil and a criminal case.
No.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question for just a second. Yeah. If you had to be represented in court, would you have someone from the IWC or Nick Rekieta represent you?
Nick Rekieta.
Fuck. Rekieta, I guess.
At least Rekieta was a fucking lawyer at some point.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, too, real quick about...
You're fucked either way, but...
John Laurinaitis. Laurinaitis folded. Now he's against Vince, and he joined Janelle Grant. So now he's a part of the prosecution now.
He became a snitch. He's a snitch because he was guilty.
Yep.
And nobody's complaining about that. I've seen very few complaints of people being like, "What the fuck? This guy did all that stuff and he was guilty."
While his wife suffered a stroke and had diagnosed with brain cancer or some form of brain cancer.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, he is. And so you want to go off about all the Vince stuff. You want to do all that shit, but you don't actually care, right? Yeah. You don't care. You just want it to look like you care. All right. Yep. And that's the whole problem with this shit. This was like Tony Khan when he banned Hulk Hogan from AEW. You know, he didn't actually, he wouldn't have given a fuck if Hulk Hogan showed up or didn't show up. He just wanted to look good because everyone was shitting on Hogan.
Because it was because of Linda.
That literally is it. He just wants to look good. It's all PR.
Because Linda's freaking tweet about the whole riot thing about George Floyd. She made some comment and he's like, "Yeah, that's why you and your husband are banned." It's like,
but they were divorced, by the way, at the time. So it's like your ex. There's that too. Again, and then you go ahead and you do you attempt to do a tribute. Either way, you were fucked. Because guess what? You either ignore Hulk Hogan, which I'm sorry, when Hulk Hogan was vital to wrestling on the channel that you're on, doing this, when you're on TNT and doing Collision.
Yep.
The only reason AEW has a deal on Turner stations is because of WCW
and founded
because of Hulk
TBS
Hogan.
Sports on there and or Turner Network Television Sports. That was because of Hogan.
Yeah.
Well, Well, no. I think that Georgia Championship Wrestling, right? There's the Turner Superstation, but wrestling on TNT, on TNT, that's Hogan.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
So and WCW's success is the reason why they were eager to bring back another wrestling company that had funding.
And let's just be real,
because they know that wrestling has ratings, and guess what? Hogan is responsible for every company in North America's success today.
Or his failures. Let's not forget about TNA.
He's got but you know what? TNA hit a fucking. They had 1 million fucking people watch the first night Hogan showed up, and that was like their they had like their biggest rating ever that night, I think, right? Like it was almost 2 million people.
Well, they were getting 3 million viewers before Hogan showed up, but he got them 1 million that one night. And we're like, oh, they're doing great. But still, though, I get what you're.
But either way, he
Right.
was again,
He's still
and
a
also
draw.
TNA wouldn't have existed if there wasn't a void left from WCW, and WCW never would have got that popular. So again, even with all his faults, he is popular. He is the reason why wrestling is as big as it is on a global scale today. Okay, is he the greatest wrestler? No, I find a lot of Hogan matches kind of fucking boring. I would rather watch a Ric Flair match, and I think Ric Flair had a pretty good amount of charisma. I honestly like the way Ric Flair does stuff more than Hogan, and that's promos, that's everything. But it doesn't matter what my preference is. Reality states people fucking loved Hogan. Hogan was fucking huge, right? In a company that had amazing fucking people at the time, like Savage and fucking Jake and Piper, and how many other fucking people do we want to bring out here?
Orndorff,
Andre,
Ultimate Warrior, Andre, yeah.
Heenan's everyone that Heenan had with him, like Heenan
Rick
himself,
Rude.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, so all these people, Hogan was the fucking guy. Okay, that shows you how good he was. But it's just you don't actually fucking care that these people were abused. You just want to make it look good, and you're not gonna fucking you all want to be like WWE being a shitty company again. What are you gonna fucking do about it? Because I guarantee you all are still gonna buy the fucking paper. If you really cared and put your money in your mouth, you'd go and just watch AEW. But you don't want to do that because AEW fucking sucks.
And half of you, AEW sucks. And half of y'all actually have wrestling channels. You can't, it's not sustainable just talk about other wrestling. It's just not.
And honestly, you've been saying the same shit for 10 fucking years. That's the thing that gets me. You can have, we have complaints about WWE all the time.
Yep.
We voice them all the time. But you've been complaining about the same fucking thing for over 10 years. You've been complaining it longer than AEW has existed. And your complaints are just not like well-founded complaints, right?
No, they're just my favorite isn't winning.
Yeah, it's that, or I don't like this person. It's like, okay, but go into depth. And they never do. They never fucking do.
They can't.
I see a lot of people shitting on like even AAA now. There's a lot of AAA hate. People were loving AAA with Alberto and then all the stuff with JBL, but as soon as the WWE deal announced, no, AAA shit. AAA's broke. This bitch. No, what it is they hate WWE irrationally.
They're shitting on TNA.
By the way, there's people who hate TNA irrationally. There's people who hate AEW irrationally. Those people exist for every fucking company. WWE just has more of them because they're a bigger company.
They're the
no
big dog.
company has. Yeah, no company is anywhere fucking close to touching them.
Hell,
okay,
these same people are acting like TNA is getting the bad side of the deal.
The three biggest companies in the world are, I would say, probably in this order. Maybe I don't know, but New Japan, but WWE, CMLL, AEW, New Japan, one of those two.
Yeah.
And CMLL does great in Arena Mexico, but
they
always go to the same
states.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas WWE can draw anywhere, and they do draw anywhere and everywhere. That's the difference. WWE is a global company. CMLL is a national company, and a very good national company at that. So that's the thing. You have more people eyes on your product. You have more haters. Guess what? When New Japan started to get popular in the 2010s in North America, guess what? There was a lot more people shitting on New Japan because it had more eyes on it. That's what happens. A lot of people dislike AEW irrationally. Guess what? It's because they're on fucking TV every week. That happens for every company.
We got one more thing about Dave to piss on because, this is like common knowledge, but of course, Dave had to tell everyone this is breaking news. Like, we already knew this, Dave, but if you want to read it, Cream.
Yeah. second here. All
You're
right.
good.
Oh fuck! God damn it! Is this something that Dave? He said this, didn't he?
Yes, he said
Oh,
this.
fuck! I gotta try to read his fucking speaking cadence. It's fucking
This
terrible.
is what you. Okay, real quick. This is what his people pay for.
Yeah, they're
Basic-
paying for this shit.
For basic
Brock-
knowledge.
Should I try to do it? I don't even think I could do a fucking
No,
a
it's
fucking
not even
Dave
worth
Meltzer
it. It's
impression.
Not
even
worth it.
imitating.
Fuck 'em.
No.
Brock Lesnar was still, even though not used, fully paid during the time what the fuck? Brock Lesnar was still, even though not used, fully paid during that time period of his absence and was amongst the highest paid wrestlers in the company. What the fuck does that mean?
That, but
Brock
also
Lesnar was still, even though, like, okay,
We-
let me finish this whole thing. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
here you go.
He was
Go for
never
it.
suspended and obviously kept under contract. If what he did was going to end their relationship with him, he'd have been let go. That's the reality. He was always going to return when legal cleared him. Legal cleared him about 1 month prior to the show, which was kept secret and allowed for the return. Yeah, you know
No
why
shit,
they kept him?
Dave.
You know why? You know why they kept him? Because they knew that the legal stuff was going to clear up. Why are you
Yeah.
going to fire? Why are you going to fire one of the biggest draws in the world if you know that there's like some shit that doesn't really he's being implicated in and doesn't really fucking have to do with him? And then when they
Also-
finally clear him up, by the way, Dave Meltzer saying he's been cleared. He's been cleared. So what's the
Well,
fucking problem?
Yeah, what's the point?
What
Yeah.
had me laughing was when he said he was still getting paid. No shit, Dave. It's called
No.
guaranteed contract. It's in his
Guaranteed.
contract.
We were talking about this last year. That's one of the
We
big
talked
reasons
about
I was
this when
saying.
we talked about this when we started the pod. It didn't.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar did not care if he came back or not, because you know why? He was still getting his money, being on the couch doing shit all.
Yeah.
He was
That was
getting
one of the
guaranteed
reasons-
fucking
He
money.
gets to spend time with his fucking kids.
And get
Exactly.
money.
He's just hanging out. He's just hanging out in Alberta.
That's one of the
That's
reasons
all
I
he
was
does
saying.
now. He just
Bring him
owns a
back.
farm. He just owns a farm in like Saskatchewan or some shit.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I was
and
saying
just-
bring him back.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna pay him all this money, use him on TV.
And people are like, "Wow, Dave, I can't believe you broke this. This is basic knowledge. Anyone knows
Yeah,
anything
this
about
is no-
sports,
yeah,
if
no
you get
shit.
a guaranteed deal, you're still gonna get guaranteed money."
We were talking about this with the invasion angle. Why like certain guys were not there because they were getting
Yeah.
paid at home by WCW to stay at home. We were talking about this in 2001.
Yeah, and like I said, we talked about this when this whole thing came out with the first year of Pin Down. We said this: Brock is still getting paid, and you know what? Him coming back, he probably made more money with this new deal. Coming back to this current return, he's probably making
Yeah.
more money now.
Mhm.
And again, he's gonna retire at some point.
Yeah, Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar's not gonna be the
Probably.
first player.
I think maybe he retires this summer. I know a lot of people are saying this. Maybe he retires at SummerSlam next year. It's in
Next year.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
It's gonna be in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets to. I know he doesn't live there anymore. He's up here.
Well, he was born and
Um,
bred there, so I mean,
He was. But even at his last UFC fight, he came out and was claiming to be from Canada. Like I think he's a citizen up here now. So he's like left the
Yeah.
States entirely, I think. But still, you know, it's home. It's always gonna be that's always gonna be a place for him, and like good. He deserves a good send off, right?
you don't want to have a thing about
You
it.
know
He's
what?
from Dakota.
Goldberg
Right.
deserved a good send off. Why the fuck doesn't
Oh
Brock?
God.
You know?
Yeah.
Goldberg, yeah, they cut his
Ugh.
time, and I think that the shit there that probably
Boo hoo! I got
WWE could
paid
have done
fucking
better.
millions of dollars. Boo
There's
fucking
shit.
who.
There's shit he could have done better too on both sides. I don't give a fuck either way. But either
No.
way, he got his retirement match in
Yep.
Atlanta. He got to do it against someone who is one of the top guys in the company.
Mhm.
Like what else can you ask for? And I think with Brock, they're going to give him that send off. He might even hold the title. He might
my-
even get the title at one point. There might be a thing where he puts Cody over again or something. Maybe world heavyweight title.
I was gonna say he's a free agent, so he can appear on both shows. Like he can go to any show he wants. So he's never won the world title. If he's like one of those like, oh, I gotta win the world title, which I doubt. But it's like if they need someone to,
I think it may
put
be
the
one of
strap
those
on.
things where he's like, where they're like, hey, we want to keep the stuff with Cody going on.
Yeah.
So you need to, and the world title is more of that like hopscotch title right now.
Yeah.
So giving it to Brock and then having someone come in and beat him.
And
You talk about how Jey Uso's a draw. What if you fucking get Jey Uso to not run out of breath 5 seconds into
Braun
doing his
Breaker?
entrance? Well, no, but here's the thing. If you get Jey Uso to actually fucking cut a good promo and get some fucking lungs off, guess what? When he beats Brock, if he were to beat Brock for the world title, you know how fucking huge that would make Jey Uso? Yeah, Jey Uso is big in wrestling, but like he would get bigger. It would help him. It would help solidify that. That's the reason why Brock being there is good.
Or we've been talking about it. Elevate Braun Breaker to be the next Brock Lesnar.
I think that match has to happen.
Yeah,
Braun and Brock. Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
I've said this before. Privately,
Dude, that match would be so fucking good. Oh.
And I said this privately with Trey. I think who knows how long this whole thing with Cena is going to go for the feud, but I can honestly see at War Games we get Team Seth Rollins against Team Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Brock Lesnar is on their side against Heyman's group.
Yeah,
at War Games,
and that can plant the seeds for Braun and Brock.
You get Brock in a War Games match. It's kind of wild.
And with Braun, think about this. Just set up the scenario, and we're going to move on to something else. Imagine this scenario. Punk and Roman cannot find a fifth member, or they have a fifth member in Jimmy Uso, right? Whatever. Just put it out there. He gets taken out by Heyman's group, and they think they're just fucked. And it's 4-on-5. They're just getting their asses kicked. And you hear Brock's music hit, and you just see like Heyman. He just shit himself.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No.
Heyman's standing there at the fucking shark cages, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's just like, no. And Brock just gives him like that shoulder shrug and just
gives him a shoulder shrug, gives him a pat on the back or something like Farmer Brock.
Just like, and he walk right by him, and Heyman's like,
basically like, I'm about to fuck your boys up type of thing. That would be good. Yeah.
Clotheslines Braun out the ring, and then F5's like Bronson.
And here's the thing. Brock doesn't enter the door properly. He breaks the door. He breaks it. Brock just tears it apart.
Mark Henry or some shit.
Or Kane. Pulls a Kane.
Everyone's ass.
Yes.
Just do it. Just do it. And they can always say like it was Brock's a mercenary. So he's a gun for hire. You can do that. But but moving on, we got bigger things to talk about now.
Do we?
WWE is going to ESPN for the pay-per-views starting in January of 2026.
Do we? Okay. Do you want me to go through the whole timeline of this for people?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this all kind of starts with Netflix when they made that deal 2 years ago now. That deal was that everything that was the WWE network internationally, and in some other places there were subscriptions. Like up here in Canada, it became Sportsnet Now subscription you had to pay for to get WWE. It ended up all going to Netflix, along with Monday Night Raw in the States as well. So for me, I can watch SmackDown, NXT, Raw, pay-per-views, older pay-per-views, all on Netflix. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that deal came into effect with the Raw debut on Netflix. Okay? I think it's pretty well established. Everyone knows, but if somebody doesn't know and they just are fucking watching this for the very first time, there you go. In the States, it's on a service called Peacock. Yes, Peacock. I know a majority of our people are in the States. You two are in the States, but still, it's good to explain for people who don't know, because Peacock is only available in the States. It's on Peacock, which is NBC's live streaming service.
Right.
That deal was coming up. Everyone knew it was coming up. The big rumor was, and we were even saying this, it's probably going to go to the Netflix.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be Netflix. Yeah.
It seems like everyone thought that, even the company themselves.
Yeah.
Until fucking at the last minute, glass shatters. Back out to GSPN. Back out. It's Mickey Mouse. Goddamn, with a fucking checkbook wide open. The checkbook wide fucking open, because here's a backstory. ESPN has been trying to launch a full streaming service for sports. They do have ESPN Plus. It is a fucking gong show. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's a failure. Their hope was to get a streaming service that could have every major sports league in North America sign up to be a part of, which that means you can watch NFL games, NBA games, NHL games, kind of like terrestrial TV. All right? But now on streaming, because it's all very disjointed online. Okay? So they've been wanting to do this for a while. At one point, there was rumors they were going to go in with Fox and with Warner Brothers to create one. That fell apart. So what has happened is ESPN has said, fuck it, we're going to go ahead. And because ESPN's a part of Disney, which Disney owns Disney Plus and Hulu, 2 streaming services, they already have infrastructure to get this shit launched, which means, they're going ahead with it. They're going to launch this new service. They don't even have a fucking name for it yet. And as a part of this whole situation, the NFL has a 10% stake of ESPN now. NFL's broadcasting, the NFL network, that's owned by ESPN now. Red Zone is in a little bit of a weird situation. Red Zone's the only one that's a little bit off. Yep. But this whole deal means that like the NFL, like ESPN gets a couple more games a year of the NFL, and the NFL owns part of ESPN with Disney.
And let's not forget
them, but here's the thing that benefits them, right? That means if the NFL owns a channel, they're not going to be like, you know what, we're not going to do? Put football on there. Of course they're going to put football on there. They're going to prefer the thing that they own because they have a vested interest in that succeeding.
And plus, don't forget, Cream, they also tried to acquire NFL Network not even a month ago, too. ESPN.
They did.
ABC. They tried.
Well, they did now with this deal. They would.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah.
So they ended up getting this. That was announced the day before this deal with WWE. I think it's like $350 million a year WWE's getting. And what this deal entails is this new streaming service that Disney is going to be operating with the ESPN branding will have every pay-per-view live on it. Okay? We're going to get into all the gritty details because I do know them all. I shouldn't. Why the fuck should I know? I don't live in the States. It doesn't affect me at all, but I did learn them. So
because we actually take our jobs seriously. That's why.
That's why. We're professionals. Why. Yeah.
Retarded.
Suck my dick, Dave Meltzer. I don't know why I'm shitting on Dave Meltzer in this segment, but yeah. Okay. So ESPN has this deal. All the pay-per-views are on it. Couple caveats. So some of these pay-per-views are going to be aired terrestrially on the ESPN channel. Right. And what are some of those pay-per-views? They said like what, 4 a year or something like that? Something like that. So it's going to be the big 4. The big 4 are going to end up on actual cable TV on ESPN. Okay? That's a big fucking news. They're going to be doing live pre-shows for some of these pay-per-views to begin with. So that's more content that's involved in this. The big kicker that people were getting upset about, and there is a reason to be upset about it, but it's not like the worst case scenario for everyone. Okay? The biggest thing was this streaming service is going to cost about $30 a month. Yeah. Now, if you're just a fan of wrestling, that sucks. If you're watching all these other types of sports that are going to end up on there, it's probably a good deal for you because you're going to always have something to watch. Plus, there's the little caveat of if you're subscribed through cable to ESPN, you're already a subscriber of this new service.
Or YouTube TV or Hulu TV. You get also
exactly.
get it too.
Yep.
Yeah, because they technically count those as cable. So if you have a subscription to the actual ESPN channel, not ESPN Plus, you're already subscribed and are signed up for this service. Basically, you get it de facto. So for a lot of people, they're going to go from having to pay Peacock and then Peacock and Netflix to just paying Netflix and ESPN. And if you already have ESPN, that works. There is also the thing that Jack of All Casuals brings up is the fact that, again, internationally, everything's on Netflix. What people could have been doing and what they can do now is VPNs. VPN, set yourself in a country that is available, and then watch it there. If you want to, like that is a thing you can do. So you can go around and find VPNs can be on sale for very, very cheap. So that's an option as well. If you don't want to get this ESPN thing, if you just want to watch it all, there's that. And there's also the caveat. By the way, there's another thing, because the rumor is apparently, because this deal did not include the back catalog. It's only for brand new events.
Did you say that, Cream?
Yeah. I did.
Right there.
Because guess what? Now the fucking rumors are it's going to be going to Netflix for the backwards
the back catalog. The old stuff, the 80s, 90s, Attitude Era, Crockett, you name it.
Was what led me to think that WWE was going to go to Netflix, because internationally they have been uploading these older ones. They've been uploading these like older pay-per-views to Netflix. They've been doing this like on a monthly basis. They add like a couple new ones, I think. So it's not everything. It is a very dumbed down version of the back catalog of WWE right now. But with this and the Vault channels, I think they're going to make it so that everything's available somewhere else. I would hope that everything's just available right on Netflix. That would be great. But again, so internationally, I think it's going to get better. In the States, you're still going to be divided between two different streaming services. So that's kind of the problem for people in the States.
And if there is some miracle that Peacock does remain the home of the old content, they're upping their prices too. And I've got the price. I got the price tag right here for you guys. I think. Is this it? Did I pull up the wrong one?
Yep.
I probably
No, you got the right one. So what does it say here, ladies and gentlemen? It says that Peacock will be increasing its subscription prices, premium increasing from $7.99 to $10.99 a month. Premium Plus is going from $13.99 to $16.99. Premium annual increasing is going from $79.99 to $109.99. And then the premium plus annual increasing from $139 to $169. Yeah.
Wow. Dude.
So either way, it's getting increased.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is just what's happening, because a lot of these streaming there's so many streaming services, they've oversaturated the market. So they're all having to now raise prices because they have to pay more money to get content like WWE. Plus, it helps WWE is actually like a hot product, like it is compared to what it used to be. So it's a better product, so it's worth more in that sense. But also, it's just the climate of how streaming services are working. They're trying to undercut every other service by spending as much money as possible, but it gets to the point where it's no longer viable. Streaming is just a bit like cable. Yeah, everyone's saying that now.
Oh yeah. It's been like that for years now, sadly.
Yeah. It's
yeah, I think it's ridiculous, but but we also didn't mention too, annually it's going to be $299 if you just want to buy it all together for the year too. Now, monthly it's only $30, but that total it comes almost $300, which is just mind-boggling, honestly.
Yeah.
But again,
if you're someone who still has cable, and you have
good.
ESPN, you're not going to have to pay an added price. So
Yeah.
there's that. And
But
again, if you have cable, and here's the big advantage of this deal with ESPN. There is still a lot of people. I know a lot of people cord cut, but there's a lot of people who are still on cable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are like, yeah, we got cable, you know, we got the kids channel, we got this, we got that. There's going to be a lot of people who may not have watched wrestling that are now going to watch, because something like WrestleMania not only has potential to be on ESPN, and it will be on ESPN. Here's another thing. As a traditional sports fan, you know what happens with the NBA finals? They always are given to Disney. Disney has the, like, ESPN has the rights to air the finals. You know what they do? They air it on ESPN, but they also air it on ABC.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's potential for ABC to air fucking WrestleMania like it's the fucking Super Bowl. Like, that is a potential. And if you don't think that's big, and yes, cord cutting means it's not as big as it used to be, that is still fucking huge.
That's
But
huge. Yeah.
if ESPN or if ABC doesn't get the traditional style WrestleMania, it's funny you should mention that, Cream. They could always get the Saudi Arabia WrestleMania
Saudi Mania,
on ABC,
baby.
on ABC, baby.
Well, let me
Oh
tell
my
you something.
God.
Well, let me tell you something, Crown Prince.
Oh no.
You guys
I'm
can't
here.
see it right now.
I'm here for all my Saudi maniacs, dude.
That was a great transition. You guys can't see it, but I'm literally doing the Hogan pose. I'm very proud of myself.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Well, let me tell you, Prince of Saudi Arabia, man.
Assalamu alaikum, my dude.
Titanic,
Oh my
40 days or 40 nights. Getting ready to slam that nasty giant over my head, Jack. What
I
you
was
gonna
at
do,
Mecca.
brother?
I stared at the meteorite in Mecca where Muhammad got busted, dude.
What you gonna do, brother?
Okay.
Yeah.
To Mecca. I journeyed towards Mecca, brother. And I
Oh,
saw
no.
where Muhammad stepped his feet, dude.
Remember when I slammed that camel over my head, brother, in Saudi Arabia one more last time, Jack?
I slammed that stinking no good Ayatollah of
shit.
Iran over my head, brother.
Oh, God. Okay. We need to
Let
move
me
on.
tell you about the difference between Sunni and Shiite, brother.
Oh, my God. Imagine Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan in Saudi Arabia. Now, that would have been a heat-seeking match. Oh, my God.
Oh yeah.
You know, Hogan still would have been cheered because fucking Iron Sheik was Persian, but yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to. Okay, you want to read the screen?
Sure thing. There is reportedly talk of having 2 WrestleManias in 1 year, with one taking place in Saudi Arabia. Those in Saudi Arabia reportedly believe that WrestleMania will take place in their country in 2027, and they are pushing for The Rock to headline the show. I think it's a given that the Saudis will get a Mania.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they already got the Rumble coming in 26, so yeah, why
they
not?
got the Rumble. Yeah.
As soon as they got the Rumble and they stopped just getting the Crown Jewel stuff, they're gonna get a Mania. Are they gonna have 2 Manias a year? I think that's a bad idea.
I don't think they're gonna do it.
Just give them the fucking Mania. Man,
just
I
give
would
them
rather
don't do this shit. Don't do this shit.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those things they're just floating out there. I don't think they're gonna actually do it.
No, I do think they'll get a Mania in 2027.
I think they'll get a Mania, but not the 2 Mania. That they're
not
doing.
2. No, I think that's
I
a
don't
bad
think that's
idea.
gonna happen.
And again,
That's
there's other
terrible.
places that I think weren't having a WrestleMania more.
England.
A lot of places in the US.
Yeah.
Toronto. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Toronto fucking Toronto's always a hot fucking
Vancouver.
Toronto's a hot crowd. The problem is with Toronto is your prices are too fucking expensive, which they even basically admitted without admitting in the WWE Unreal, which is why I said ticket prices were doing badly because it costs too fucking much. London. I know a lot of people want a UK Mania. I don't think that's a bad idea.
I would just say at the time zone.
We need Backlash at the Tokyo Dome, brother. Just like Japan Mania's running wild, dude. Like, there's a lot of places you could do a Mania. Saudi Arabia is probably down there at the bottom, it's the one that's more realistically going to happen because they're the ones forking out a shit ton of money every year to have. That's the issue.
Yeah. 1 second.
2 Manias makes just makes WrestleMania pointless. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It would just it would be redundant.
Yeah,
in
it's
my opinion, you
Chinese
kinda already
WrestleMania or India Mania for India first. Obviously,
And you-
India WrestleMania is happening before Chinese one.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We already kind of have a second Mania. It's called SummerSlam. I've always kind of looked at SummerSlam as a second WrestleMania, like unofficially.
Kinda. Especially now that they're making it fucking 2 nights every year. It basically is.
Yeah, it's 2 WrestleManias now.
Why not give him SummerSlam?
Or Survivor Series. That's a great title. Who's gonna get out of Saudi Arabia alive?
Saudi Survivor Series.
Who's gonna leave the Middle East alive, brother?
Oh,
Who's
you ready for that?
Yeah.
You ready for the Power Rangers Women's War Games match where they're all in Power Ranger outfits?
Been on the Gaza Strip, dude.
Oh my God.
Whoa, Hogan comes back and he's just doing political.
Oh no.
I was in
Oh,
Fallujah
shit.
during the invasion, brother, and I saw the war
no.
dude. I saw the children.
It's like, oh my God, Hogan.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
fuck.
But we got
You know
one.
what? That's a good old 90s gimmick. A wrestler who just brings up war crimes and starts getting upset about them. He's like, and I'm upset about them. That has nothing to do with you. I just want to vent my anger.
Hogan takes credit for everyone. Like George Bush going into war with Iraq. Well, I told George Bush, brother, let's go take on Saddam one last time, Jack.
I said, let's take on that giant of Arabia, Saddam Hussein.
Oh my God.
Well, someone talk about who could be from Saudi.
I bombed his palace.
How about someone who is from the Middle East? We're going to talk about Tony Khan for a second. This is our last story for the day, and we're going to wrap it. Well, I mean, his dad's from Iraq or some shit. His dad's Middle Eastern.
What? That's true. I don't think there's a single bit of truth in that.
His dad's like Pakistani or something like that, isn't he?
That's a good distance away from Iraq.
I'm on the Middle East. I watch CNN,
Like
so what do I know? They don't teach me
that's
nothing.
actually like a further distance than somebody in Georgia and someone in fucking Cleveland, okay?
Hey, I just found out where Pompeii was yesterday, all right? Sue me, okay? Sue me.
Where'd you think Pompeii was?
Russia.
You thought a bunch of dudes in togas got killed from a volcano in Russia?
I didn't. Okay, fun fact: I did not know there was volcanoes in Italy and stuff. I had no idea. I was like, "What? There is?" I had no idea.
Oh my God!
I never looked into it. I only saw Sicily. That's it.
Oh no!
That's it. I only saw Sicily. Okay? Sue me.
Fuck.
Sue me. Hey, Cowman didn't know either. Okay, so yeah, at least I'm not
Cowman's
alone.
a fucking idiot. I just saw him try to beat the race level in Mafia 1. I saw him try to do that 47 fucking times today.
Yeah, 47 times. Yeah.
It was fucking bad, dude. He just kept dying and then getting angry because I was like, I did that in one shot.
Yeah, I didn't know
He's
where
like,
Pompeii was.
No, you didn't.
I didn't know where Pompeii was. I never looked it up. I never looked into it. I just guessed it. I gave an educated guess and it was not correct. Oh well, sue me. Anyway,
shut at the edge.
What?
To cope.
Gave it a gave an educated guess.
Hey, you know what?
Oh, that sounds like Edge, bro.
I mean, he was at Hogan's funeral, so I mean, we were just talking about Hogan. So yeah, that's relevant. All right. I gotta get the tears out of my eyes. I've been crying so hard from that freaking interaction. Okay. This is Cody wrote something about how he left AEW. And this was very interesting to me, and we're gonna wrap up for the day.
There's clearly bad blood, but there's also clearly respect and love. And in the end, the way I kind of see it is if I felt disrespected ever at WWE, that's one thing. That's a company that was built. Look at this glass. That's the Yankees. That's the flagship of it all. If I ever felt there, I was a number on a sheet maybe. But feeling disrespected at something I built. Yeah. With my friends and that we built, feeling disrespected there, I wouldn't stand for it. And I think Brandy and I both, I'm so blessed to have her. It was one of those where it was, I did way more here than you think. And you're going to find out the moment I'm out the door. I don't believe in like the cold-hearted, backstabby type of revenge. The greatest revenge on earth is success. And I felt like we were sitting on something wonderful, something great, a huge, potentially with what I was doing with the American Nightmare as a bad guy, as a good guy, as something in between. We're sitting on something magic. And if I'm not going to do it in the house that I literally, with Matt, Nick, and Kenny built, then buddy, I'm going elsewhere.
And
Okay.
he did. I mean, look at
There's
Cody
a
now.
lot. Yeah, there's a lot to digest here. Just in my opinion, I think he's talking about more Tony Khan than he is anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know, and that's again, a lot of this is reading tea leaves type of thing. I think there was just if you look at who was there when the company started and you look at who's gone.
Yep.
Right? It's him, it's Brandy.
Yep.
And everyone else is still there. So there must have been friction with probably everyone else. There probably just became friction. Maybe some other people, like I probably didn't like. To be honest, the people who I think he probably had friction with is Tony and the Young Bucks.
Definitely.
Not even necessarily like Kenny. Like I don't. I feel like Kenny is like a very, for the most part, backstage is a get along to get along type of guy in situations like that. It just seemed like as much as I'm not a fan of him, I don't think he would be like doing like, again, remember the CM Punk thing? He grabbed the dog to get the dog out of the way. I feel like he just operates a bit different. Yeah, it's stupid, but still, I mean, I think he operates in a different way than like the Young Bucks or Tony Khan do. And so I think the problem was with the Young Bucks and Tony Khan.
Well, if you remember the first episode of Dynamite, Cody didn't interact with the freaking Young Bucks or any of them until like later down on when they were about to do the first War Games match. That like he didn't interact with these people at all on TV.
Yeah.
So who knows? I don't know. But it wasn't surprising.
I think there's also the difference of. I think AEW, the Young Bucks like AEW because it's their playground. Cody liked AEW because it was an opportunity to make a change.
He wanted a legit alternative. He was trying to make it like a real thing.
And it was for a little bit. It was for a little bit, and that's the thing too. Even with all the like the shit. Now it's not. I think the company is tainted. I don't think
worse.
I think they're getting to the point where like TNA was. And TNA
made the joke.
By the way, TNA couldn't pull themselves out of the hole. They need WWE to throw them a fucking lifeline. So it's just it's become a tainted brand. And
I mean, they're so bad. We made the joke. They're 2000 WCW.
I think they're worse.
At least somebody had the fucking gall to put Old Yeller down. Whereas with this, they're just letting it limp.
And at least they made Booker T world champion. They at least made Scott Steiner world champion on their way.
Oh, of course. Cornette or Russo would take credit for that one, which I guess you should on that one, but still, it's like,
yeah, I guess a broken clock is right twice a day. Yeah, I mean, with this, everyone knew it did not end on good terms. Of course it didn't.
No.
There was no way it ever could. He was
because that abrupt exit. Hell no.
Abrupt exit, and also an exit from a place that he was like, I'm going to retire here type of thing. Like it really was his company. I know he wasn't the one funding it, but in the eyes of everyone, it was Cody's company. Well, right? It was Cody's company, the Young Bucks company, Kenny Omega's company.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's Tony Khan's company.
And
I think that's where the problem lies. Like, I mean, I do think you're right, but I also think the Young Bucks are a part of that problem. I think
what does Cody do when he comes back to WWE? Feuds with Seth Rollins, wins Royal Rumbles. He didn't even go through the main.
He kicked off this like new era of WWE.
Yeah, kicked off the new era.
They keep naming random dog shit things, but it's true. It kicked off with Cody's return.
And also Cody, he didn't even go through like the mid card. He didn't win like some Intercontinental. He went right to the world title.
Well, that too, but honestly, it's like think of the people that Tony picked over. He chose the Bucks over Cody and Punk.
Yeah,
two of the hottest guys right now for the WWE in their business, and he let those two
Well,
guys
and
go.
it's not just that. There's stuff like the whole situation with Ricky Starks.
Yeah, Ricky Starks.
I mean, when
Ethan
Ricky,
Page on a smaller level.
yeah. I mean, when Ricky was there, and he showed up to the Rumble, and they said it was okay.
Yep.
And he showed up because his friends was there. His friend was there. And he showed up to visit, and then all of a sudden he got shit because somebody filmed him, right?
And he's off TV.
A security camera. It was a security camera that someone took a screenshot of it, and then like they were pissed about. It's like, it's security. Don't you guys have security in your fucking buildings? So it's like
they do. Remember Tony Khan leaked the fucking security of
exactly
the brawl.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just like it's shits. People are going to show up like Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley. She's the hottest star for WWE, but as already said, she's been backstage in AEW. Yeah, that's the thing. You can be, and it's like it's so stupid. The boys
but
are always going to be with
you
the
basically
boys.
sidelined his career for a year.
Right. And now
he's a young guy who was one of your him and fucking Big Bill. That was a good tag team. Like they had something there, and they fucking killed it. And you did it because you were upset that he was hanging with Cody.
And then now you lost him. And now you lost him. And then
now he's gone.
Has had no misses this year. Let's be honest. In terms of matches, he's had like probably arguably some of the. I'm gonna say it. 4 out of the 5 of my top matches have Punk in it this year.
And I'm gonna sound like a bigwig right now, but like you look at these ROIs, look on the return of their investments they've gotten with Punk and Cody within WWE. They've made tenfold. That could
Cody
have
had to whole finish the story. Cody had to finish the story.
Had draws. I mean, like, Cody and AEW is the reason why people started watching. They weren't gonna just watch with the Young Bucks and Kenny. No. And that's not to say that people didn't watch because of the Young Bucks and Kenny. I'm just saying they needed something else, and that something else was Cody. And that's
the thing.
He was the face of that fucking company. And then you were able to capitalize on Jericho, who still had a lot of goodwill from fans, and he was still able to do some, like, Jericho still had a couple good bits in AEW. It was like it fell off, but you had that. And without someone like Cody, people aren't going to get their eyes on like someone like MJF. Yeah. And MJF is somebody who now you could be building around, but you're doing a bunch of bullshit. And with Punk, the most money they ever made was with Punk.
Yep.
The short time, by the way, he wasn't even there for like a year.
He got him their first $1 million gate at Double or Nothing when he took on Hangman in Vegas. That was their first $1 million gate. But grant you, they made $1 million gate last year when they were in the UK. They're probably going to make another one probably too in Arlington that they did for All In, and probably for Forbidden Door. So yeah, that's great. But CM Punk brought their first $1 million gate.
And ratings were up.
Exactly. And Punk brought in his people. Like what? Punk when he left AEW, he took about what? 2,000-3,000 viewers with him, or 200,000-300,000 viewers, and now they're going towards WWE when they're on cable.
I don't know if he necessarily took those people, because I think those people were watching WWE anyways.
I don't know.
I think the only thing that they weren't watching was NXT, because NXT was on at the same time. But I think those people definitely left when Punk left.
Well, when Punk was doing Collision, they were getting sevens and 6s. Now they can't even crack that at all. That's what I'm saying.
Collision,
like, I think
Collision is getting close to the point where Rampage was when they canceled it.
Thunder.
I've seen.
Thunder. That's what it started to look like.
But it's there's a lot of problems. But again, like Cody, AEW could. This is the part that upsets me, is because like AEW could have been something really good.
Yep.
And they had the chance, and they had the chance to fix it for years, and they kept blowing each and every chance. People were fucking like, dude, it was like, it's like, show me a sign, and then it's just literally spelled out for you right in front of you, and you're like, oh, I don't know about that.
And like, it's
Cody, like, well, nobody can help you, and that's why the company's dying.
And Cody to me was the only adult within the group. I'll give Omega and the Bucks credit, and I don't like them at all. Like I really don't hate Kenny Omega as a person. I really don't know the guy, but the Bucks, they're smug little fucking pricks. I don't think they're very good in ring, because they do a bunch of flippy stuff, which is impressive,
But the problem is they also like almost drop people on their heads and fucking
Yeah.
And we watched Dynamite this week, and that was fucking painful.
But going back to what I was saying real quick, the Bucks started something independently. They may be the greatest independent wrestlers of all time because they made stupid money with merch and shit when they were on the indies, including Kenny Omega. If they were smart enough to use Cody, someone who was actually somewhat from an executive. How many times was Dusty Rhodes an executive of fucking companies? WCW, NWA, Crockett, Florida, whatever you want to say it.
He was booking all over the place.
Exactly. And he was and Cody is a product of his father. Why didn't they not just fucking grow up and say, we got something special here? Let's let someone actually make this into an actual bigger product than just what we're trying to cater to our fans, and let's cater to everybody, not just the fucking IWC people.
Yeah. That's a question that I think will be asked inevitably when the Khan family stops. Well, no, when the Khan family stops funding the company.
Yeah. Well,
because it's not making. I don't think it's making money, is it?
No,
I mean, we don't know because we can't see because it's not a public company, so you can't see.
Like we were talking about earlier, you know, they said someone we didn't bring up because we don't have enough time, so we got to go. The whole John Moxley and the Cameraman thing. Someone else is named owner of AEW, and they won't disclose who it is, and they're saying it's not Tony. So it's like, okay, then who's the owner of AEW then?
Probably Shad Khan.
Yeah.
Or his sister, or could it be the mom? Like, who knows? Like,
no, it's definitely the dad because the dad's the one with the money.
I've heard people. Well, this is what I heard people say. They said that Tony already got his inheritance from his dad already, so now Tony's using it to what his will would be. So I don't know what's true. You know, everything. It's the wrestling world. Everything's a rumor until we get hardcore facts. We don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but yeah. But any last thoughts from Trey, Big Trey, on this topic?
Tony's retarded. You let Cody and Punk go. Kind of deserve it. Now Punk and Cody are like the best things in WWE right now. Bravo, Tony.
Yep. ROIs, they're doing very well. So. Now I sound smart when even though I didn't know where Pompey was.
Funny enough with Cody, Vince was the one trying to bring Tony
you're like,
back.
Let me tell you about this ROI. By the way, is Pompey in Russia?
And it was Vince who brought Cody back.
Is that near like New Orleans or something?
That Vince McMahon was like, "Hey, let's bring Cody back." Even Vince was smarter than Tony. Like, yeah, we'll try to get
Vince
Cody
went
back.
to his house, and Vince never goes to people's houses. Not even back like when he was trying to acquire Hogan and stuff.
By the way, one of the biggest things that Vince, I think, when you look at it, something he flopped is also with Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest mistakes Vince ever made.
Yeah.
Just not fucking doing something with Cody because there's something there. There was.
Yeah.
Fans were backing him even back in the day, and the Stardust thing was like, if he did it as a one-time thing, that would have been funny, and then like it just kept going and going. And
when Dusty passed, people wanted Cody to be the guy. They want him to be taken seriously, and I was one of those people.
And that's why they followed him through the Indies when he was in Ring of Honor, when he was in TNA, when he went to New Japan, and then inevitably when they started AEW. That's why people followed. People like me, I followed, and AEW just became like this fucking right. I was kind of annoyed by the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega by the time AEW actually got to their first show.
Yeah, because
not gonna lie.
Yep.
But and I had a hard time. The one thing that pissed me off is they compared the first match on Dynamite to like Liger versus
Brian Pillman,
and I'm like, that is one of my favorite matches on like a televised match.
You know who they got to tell that line or say that line?
Tony
Schiavone. Out of all people, very, very, very convenient how they place that.
Hey,
there.
Speaking of I got one quick thing. Do we want to talk about this thing that I found about Liger?
Yeah, bring it up.
Okay, so this is something that I brought up.
Yeah,
I said, hey guys, do you know what wrestling company has a fucking Hall of Fame? And they're like,
oh boy,
well, who? Like, this person. I said, no. It's a little company out of the UK called Rev Pro. Yeah, and they're inducting Jushin Thunder Liger into their Hall of Fame. Why the fuck does Rev?
Why?
I'm not even. Look, if you're gonna put a Hall of Fame of anything wrestling related, I do think Liger is someone to go in. Liger's had such long, one of the best tenured longevity of any wrestler out there, I would say. He was very innovative, very fucking good. I fucking love Liger. What the fuck is the Rev Pro Hall of Fame? Your company is like barely 10 years old.
Yeah.
You're like a 15-year-old company. It started in like 2012, Rev Pro did. Okay? Why the fuck do you have a Hall of Fame? I'm a little bit kind of iffy on TNA having a Hall of Fame, okay?
Same. Yeah.
The AEW, if they were to ever announce a Hall of Fame, I would say that's retarded.
But you know what? Point. At least
you gotta give yourself like 20 fucking years, maybe.
Yeah, that's like putting like Liger in what Liger was in Ring of Honor when it first started. It's like put him in the Hall of Honor. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I get it, but it's like it's kind of weird. Like it's not. It'd be like TNA saying, "Yeah, we're gonna put Jushin Liger in the TNA Hall of Fame," even though he had like either like 2 matches in the company. It's like, okay.
Even with WWE, people were kind of like, "Oh, that's a bit weird." But at least with WWE, it is basically the de facto wrestling Hall of Fame.
And they've been there.
I know there's other ones out there. There are other Hall of Fames.
Yeah, but they're legitimate. But yeah,
they're not. Yeah, they're not as big as the WWE Hall of Fame. The WWE Hall of Fame is the biggest one. It's the one people think of when they think wrestling Hall of Fame. So putting Liger in makes sense on that, and also the fact that even if it wasn't the biggest one, it would make sense because how much did Liger do in WCW?
Yeah.
It's like putting Muta in. It makes sense because they had a lot of stuff they did in WCW. For that alone, they should be able to go in for that, right?
Yeah.
And again, it is the de facto one. This is something that just made me have a bit of brain damage when I saw. I was just like, why? Yeah. Why?
Maybe, you know what, guys? We've only been a podcast for a year. Maybe we should come up with a pin down Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
You know what? We said we were going to do that as a joke. The Pin Down Podcast Hall of Fame. And you know what? I'd like to announce the first members of the Pin Down Podcast Hall of Fame. Could we get a little backing music? Mr. T, a little bit of the backing music here. Just something that would fit an announcement of a Hall of Fame, you know?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah. I mean, we're building up the suspense. I don't think people would ever be able to guess. Chat, guess who you think is going to be the first inductee in the Pin Down Hall of Fame. These two don't even know. I just came up with it right now. So,
okay,
I'll be able to guess.
Yeah,
it's not Jushin Thunder Liger.
Oh, we got a big fucking problem. I can't do it.
Oh, that's okay. Just, you know what? You know what? Who it is? Yo, you dealing with the X Factor. That's right. Can we get a round of applause, guys? Can we get a... I got everything I ever wanted. I'll never get that back. I know you hate that X Factor, but you ain't.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Anyways.
Yeah. I think it's time to wrap up, boys. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Let's fucking wrap her.
All right.
Let's take it home.
All right. What do you guys got to promote?
Subscribe to my
X
channel.
Factor.
And subscribe to Cowman Reviews.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speak about that. Cowman Reviews tomorrow at 7:00 Eastern. We will be talking about the new Naked Gun. We'll be reviewing it and talking about the movie. Non-spoiler. I enjoyed the movie. It was one of my favorites to watch.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorites this year.
Definitely funny. Kareem, what do you got to promote?
I got nothing to promote.
Aren't you guys playing on Gronk Squad later?
Oh yeah, we are. We're gonna play playing Battlefield, the beta.
Yeah.
I actually got to go get something to eat before then, but yeah.
Yeah, drop a link in the chat if you want, Cream. If you want.
You got to go find it yourself, chat.
Okay.
I refuse to do your work for you. Figure it out, man.
Yep. But on that note, I got nothing else to promote, but what you gonna do, brothers, when Pin Down comes for you? What you gonna do?
It's not hot.